Greetings. My name's Bill, and that's Maggie right there. We are in our shuttle bus, and it is a miserable day outside in Western Washington. Might as well make a video about minimalism, living simply, slow living. Got any number of pick your description. Before I start. I did another video on minimalism, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and there was one gentleman who took offense to something I said about, and I may have said it. I haven't looked at the video. I didn't think I implied this, and I didn't mean to, but he got the impression that I was bragging, that I was arrogant because I don't pay rent and I don't pay for utilities. Well, we need to stop there for a second. Number one, anybody that knows me knows I'm not arrogant. It's you'd be hard pressed to talk to anyone who's ever met me and come up with somebody who says I'm arrogant. But that was never my impression, or never my intention. I don't pay cash for rent, and I don't pay cash for utilities. But stop for just a second. I barter for them. Okay, yes, I'm living on a farm. I'm living on a farm school, but I work in exchange for staying in this space and having utilities. This isn't free, guys. I take care of the farm animals on the weekends, feed them, make sure everything's okay. I'm the night custodian around here. I operate her 2 websites and write content for that. Once a month I drive a 4-hour round trip to take care of other property she has on the ocean, on the Washington coast. So, no, I don't pay cash for rent, okay? But I'm working it off, and it's a barter situation. She and I sat down, we agreed to terms. It was a give and take, and she's fine with it. And if she's fine with it, I'm sorry that the gentleman isn't fine with it who wrote the comment, but that's just the way it goes. And it may be that I gave the wrong impression, that I'm just living. Give me a break. I'm not sponging off of friends. I would never do it. I wouldn't do it. You don't know me, but that's anybody that knows me knows I wouldn't do it. So, there's going to be haters out there in social media, and I just can't do anything about it. But I did want to very quickly point out that this isn't free. Everywhere I've lived so far, I've either paid for it or I've exchanged work for it. So there you go. Minimalism. I'm going to tell you what I don't have, and then I'm going to qualify all of that. So I don't have a rent payment. I don't have a utilities payment. But a lot of the modern conveniences I don't have either. I don't have an oven. Truth be told, the only reason I've ever used an oven other than way back before the microwave was to bake bread. So really the only thing I'm doing without right now is the ability to bake bread. Other than that, I don't use an oven. I use a microwave all the time, and I do have a microwave. I don't have a vacuum cleaner. It's 85 square feet. It's like 12 feet of floor space. I use a broom. Okay. I don't have plumbing. I have a cassette toilet. I do not have. I don't have running water. I have 2 3-gallon jugs that have spigots on them, and I refill those about once a week. What other modern conveniences don't I have? I don't have a shower. I go over to a friend's house. Oh, okay, this is for free. Okay, but it isn't. I go over to a friend's house and take a shower twice a week. But he has Alzheimer's, and so I take him on his appointments and to run out and get groceries. I give him rides for it. So again, we're bartering. Okay, not free. What else don't I have? I do have a refrigerator. I upgraded on the refrigerator. I don't have a dishwasher. Never have had a dishwasher. I like doing dishes, believe it or not. So I do dishes by hand. I don't know, what are other modern conveniences? I do not have air conditioning. Does it get miserable in the summer? Well, it can. I mean, when we get into the 90s and hit 100 here in Olympia, it can be miserable, but it's not for long. And I don't know. For me, it was just not worth it. The fewer things, in fact, my way of thinking is the fewer things that have a possibility of breaking down, the better. I don't want to pay for repair of something. I don't want to have to mess with repairing something on my own. So, and that's really one of the motivators for my plans to get rid of this bus and to get either a tiny home or to get a travel trailer, is because I just don't want to mess around with the engines anymore. Big engines breaking down and paying for repair for those. Gosh, what don't I have? What haven't I named? The last home we had was, I don't know, 1,200 square feet, 1,300 square feet, and now it's 85 square feet. And so, you could just imagine just about everything that was in a home I don't have anymore. Or I certainly don't have by the numbers. Two items I do want to mention, then I'm going to get on to the other point I wanted to make in this video. I don't have stress. Ever since I've dropped out and minimalized and start living simply, I do not have stress. I used to have stress. Don't have stress anymore. And I'm happy. I got peace of mind. I just live each day according to what I want to do. I have responsibilities. I have to take care of my dog. And I take care of myself. Now I've got some huge advantages. And we need to get to that point now. I feel like I'm skipping some stuff. I don't have a television per se. I do have a 24-inch monitor that I play off of my phone. So I have the Verizon package. Got some basic tools. I've taken minimalism to the extreme. Okay, I really did just get rid of everything that I didn't absolutely need. So you can name anything that you've got in your home that you own, and pretty much chances are I don't have it. That works for me, okay? And this is a key point, and I really want to get into this. That works for me. I'm in a situation where I can do that. I fully acknowledge the fact that some people cannot go to this extreme. I acknowledge that some people feel they have to have a house, or they do have to have a house, or they've got kids and they need a lot of the conveniences, and they've got a job, and some people can't imagine not working that job. Some people absolutely have to work 2 jobs. I get all that. Honest to God, I understand. I declared bankruptcy back in 1989. I was in way over my head. Could not meet any of the obligations. I felt I had no choice. Okay? And I suffered from the blow to my ego. I felt ashamed, all of that. I have been at the bottom, guys. That's why I'm not going there again. That's why my wife and I decided, let's just get rid of the house. We're not going to be trapped by the mortgage payments. Well, do we want to live in an apartment? No friggin' way. I could not live in an apartment. It's not in my personality. Well, what are our choices then? Well, then we, go tiny house, or we go bus, or we live out of a van. We considered all of those, and we ended up with the bus. Do I have the advantage? I've got a lot of advantages. Okay, I've got Social Security. I've got a small pension from Teamsters, and I make between 800 and 1,000 a month on content writing, freelance writing for businesses. I've been doing that for 15 years. So I found a way to supplement income, or supplement my retirement income, and my expenses are pretty darn low. But I'd take steps to do that, and I don't sponge off anyone, bucko. I paid for everything I've got, and I paid by 55 years working to get where I am. So, it's trolls, man, trolls. Can everybody do what I do? No. But the idea of minimalism is to start eliminating things you can eliminate so that your life is simpler. Okay? I don't know what you can eliminate. I don't know. Whether that just means to clean out your garage so you don't have a mess that stresses you out every time you go get in your car, that's minimalism. Okay? If it means, I don't have credit cards either. Do not have a credit card. Don't. Never will. Okay? Mark that one down. Never will again. Credit cards. I've got an excellent credit score now. And I swear I get an offer every day for a credit card. Because they want you, man. They want you to sign up for that 20% interest. They got you then. Because minimum payment on a 20% interest card will not meet what you owe. You're going to owe more every month if you're making the minimum payment. And most people are getting in the situation where they have to just make the minimum payment because they can't meet other bills. So they're balancing, and they're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and all of that. Credit cards. And then I get it. So people will say, well, I couldn't buy food for my kids if it wasn't for credit cards. I understand. These are tough times, and I'll tell you what, they're going to be tougher. And so if you're in a position, let's say you're rocking your world right now, making $100,000, and you're meeting all your bills and everything looks fine. I hope I'm wrong, but there's going to be a lot of people making six figures who will find out one morning that their world was just altered greatly. And none of it had to do with it's not their fault. But that's just the way it was. The job was down, the business was downsized, they lost their job, they had to take a job for half of what they were making, and now what? Now what about those credit card payments? So downsizing, start small, but start somewhere. Okay? Start eliminating things from your life that you don't need so that you can free yourself up a little. And having said just that, there are some people who won't be able to do that. Not because they don't want to, it's just they're stuck in a situation where they have nothing anyway, so what can they give up? And they can't get rid of stress because they owe they owe so much to so many, there's just no rid of it. So what do I do without? I do without a whole lot. But that's I don't mind living a Spartan existence. I really don't. Because I have peace of mind. I hope you can find something in minimalism that works for you. Okay? I understand I'm at the extreme, but I think minimalism has its value, and simple living has its value if you can find a way to make it work for you. That's the only message. You don't have to do without a dishwasher if you don't want to. You don't have to use a cassette toilet if you don't want to. But find some way to make minimalism work for you. I think it's beneficial. All right, over now. Hey, whether you know it or not, I have a Patreon page. Patreon. You can find it as We Wonder on Patreon. And for as little as $3 a month, you can support this meager effort of mine to send good vibes out into the world.